Hi, good afternoon and happy Monday, and more importantly, happy summer solstice in 2021. There's lots to be happy about, and there's lots to be reflective about, and there's lots to try and intend to do differently as well, I think, in the next 6 months. But today is a very auspicious day. It's a very special day. And the energies of the solstice are, one of, as I normally do on my Monday and my Friday lives, reflection in terms of what went well for you. It's a Monday, so I'm thinking about the week ahead. But at this moment in time particularly, it's really good to think about the last 6 months and the next 6 months, and where do you want to be by the sort of winter solstice. Obviously, if you're in the northern hemisphere, it's the summer solstice. If you're in the southern hemisphere, it's winter. But for us in the north, it's the longest day of the year. There's a lot more light, although the weather wouldn't like you wouldn't know it because it's been raining for days. And it's very special for me because it's actually my birthday week. So it's not today, but it is this week, and of course it is a time to reflect. And it's not been easy. It's been tough this last 6 months, and the last 18 months was all with the pandemic. But it does make you think about what you want and what you want to intend. So I want to encourage you today on this Monday in June on the solstice to do some reflection, even though it's the beginning of the week. And my reflections are that last week was very intense for me because I did my 3 webinars, 3 in a row, where I talked to my artists and music community about mindset, business mindset, money mindset, and marketing mindset. And, I was very pleased with the way the material went and how that worked over the webinars. I did record them, so I'll be sending out some of the recordings if you registered. And if you didn't and you're interested in them, then send me a message and we can add you to the list. But this is one thing that I thought I'd highlight or spotlight at the moment, because I think often what happens with musicians is they think that the last thing they need, literally, the last thing in the things they need is the business side of things, the coaching for that. And it's not the last thing you need. It's almost the first thing you need. It's alongside developing your music. What is it that you're doing with that, and what is the plan? Because otherwise it can just drift. And this is one of the things that I talked about on the webinars is, the thing I struggle with the most is getting musicians, my creative communities, to realize that they actually need this. They'll, if you're in that camp, will spend lots and lots of time and money crafting your music, of course, or the thing that you do. But that's translating in business terms to the product. There's lots of other things around the thing that you do that's got to be there to support it. So what is it that you're going to do with that? What is the plan? How are you going to get it to market? How are you going to take it, get the messaging right? How are you going to get the branding right? How are you going to finance it? How are you going to fund it? How are you going to put the right structures around you that will support you getting that music heard? Because if we're not doing those things, then we're just, in a very lopsided model of production. So it isn't the last thing you need. It's alongside the first thing you need, which is your music. So I invite you to think about that, and also, get in touch if you think, yeah, I have been doing this for a while now, and I'm just not getting where I want to be. The other quote that I gave on the webinar that I repeated on every one of them is the quote by Einstein that, the definition of insanity is doing the same things and expecting different results. or the way I prefer to say it is, if you keep doing what you've always done, you'll always get what you always got. And it does take time to do things differently. It takes time because there's a lot of internal growth. And I know this from direct experience, recently. The momentum takes a while to build. But if you leave it until it's too late, sometimes it just doesn't get that traction. So I'd love it if you would watch those webinars and have think about what it is you're doing. And if you've not got the results that you want to get right now, on today, the solstice, then what intentions are you going to set for the next 6 months? And how are you going to bring those into fruition? Another thing I talk about all the time is how we are being and what are we doing. And there are two things that sort of we need to ask ourselves. Do we not know what to do, in which case we need to learn? Or do we know what to do and we're just not doing it, in which case we need to get out of our own way? And so what are those things that are in your way? And that's why we need to spend time doing some self-reflection to understand that. So whether that's your intentions for this next coming week, or for the next 6 months, or the next 30, 60, 90 days, then take that time to plan, to get some clear plans in place to be able to birth your projects, to achieve your targets, to actually start living things that you want to live and experience. So that's what I want to share with you today. I will wish you a very happy solstice, and I hope to hear from you. If you need help with anything, please do reach out. So with that, have a really good week, and I will see you on Friday for my end of week check-in. Have a good one.